welcome back to my channel. In today's video we're going to be doing the underneath of the vehicle gravel guard. It's a rubberized spray. We're going to be using Pro Form, Pro Guard. I picked up 6 cans I believe, and so I'm going to be testing out to see if that's enough. I'll let you guys know if I use 6, if I use 8, however many I use, I'll let you guys know. First things first, prep the underneath, make sure it's clean so it sticks to something, and then just do like a rough scuff. Anyways, I'll show you guys in the video how I approach that. Make sure, I've done this before, make sure you wear shit clothes, because it'll, especially if you don't have a high elevation where you can sort of like keep yourself in distance, you're gonna pretty much, with jack stands, even though I got the 6 tons, it'll give me a 24-inch height. I think at this point I got like 22 inches, I didn't max it out. But anyways, with that, even that height, the angle you're gonna be at, it'll be coming back. You're gonna get up out of underneath the car and you're gonna see all this rubber all over you. So wear shit clothes, wear clothes you don't care about. Anyways, so we're gonna get started with cleaning it up, and we'll move on.
Mistakes ignite the silence. Nightmares creep while you and me repeat. This bittersweet heat is suffocating. I'm waiting and always hesitating. Kryptonite desires set my heart afire. Heart on fire.
Okay, now that the underneath is all cleaned up and prepped, the next step is going to be just to cover up all the areas that I don't obviously want to overspray. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put painter's tape on the outside of this, the plastic that we have here, obviously I need plastic, let it drape down, just so obviously anything that gets sprayed doesn't overspray onto the vehicle itself and onto the body. Alright, so we got the fuel tank out. If you got a friend, get him to give you a hand without both sides, because what I did, I used the motorcycle jack, another floor jack on the opposite end, and I'd sort of keep going back and forth just to level it out. Tilted towards the front of the vehicle, and then it's going to slide out. I had some trouble pulling out the neck of the fuel tank, so I just kept it on, and it was pretty flexible when it was coming out. I did the opposite end first, so tilted it a little bit on an angle, slid it out, pulled it out. So we're going to get this out of the way. Clean up the area that the fuel tank was, I guess, against. Clean that area up, and then we're gonna start spraying away.
Connect the dots straight to the start of intoxicating want. Lingering touch, these soft words whispered in my back. Set my heart on fire.
One little tip I want to let you guys know is anywhere you guys had thread, or you guys be screwing something back on, for example for me, like subframe, cover them up with tape, because you do not want gravel guard on the thread. It'll make life pretty difficult when you're screwing things back on. You'll have to clean it up, and just make your life a little more difficult than what it can be. So just cover them up with tape, then you can apply like I did, and then just take off the tape and it'll be a-okay. Okay, so at this point use a bright light, preferably an LED light, go over all your work and double checking to see if you missed any spots. It's easy to miss spots when it's a little darker environment. Shine the light, make sure you haven't missed anything, and if you have, go apply some more. Alright guys, so this part of the video, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be making the holes that the car does not have for the intercooler piping. The car being an R34 and A, it did have the template on one side, on the passenger side itself, where the piping would have gone if it were a GTR or GGT, but on the other end it didn't. So either way, one side we know where the piping should be going through, the other side we don't. I'll show you guys exactly in this video where it should be going through and with the measurements itself at the end, where if you guys are making the holes yourselves, you guys have an idea. All right, stay tuned. First thing I'm gonna do, I'm actually gonna bag up the motor itself, cover it up, just so it's not exposed and with all the metal shavings flying all over the place. So I'm using just a regular bag, cover it up, tape it around, make sure it's just covered up. There's not much really to it. Just get this pipe out of the way, cover all that area up, and pretty much cut this area. And then the area over there, I got it traced on the other side. Be easier to cut that way. I'll keep you guys updated and informed in regards to where the measurements are. Ideally, what you want is your motor to be inside and with your transmission bolted up, just because it'll have the exact points with your end game with where your piping is actually going to be going through. If you're just going by idea of where it should be going through, then you're with your final stage when after it's all painted up, you might be off by a little bit. That's why we ended up putting the motor back in, bolted up with the transmission, just so we have an idea exactly where that piping will be at the end of the day. Okay, now we got our holes cut. We gotta clean up all this access metal. What we want to do is go over to the file cabinet or any files that you guys have. Choose the right one, rounded one, because it is obviously a hole itself, and clean up the metal. All right. So I just got back from the hardware store. I just picked up some hose. With the holes that we obviously cut out, we don't want just exposed piping just to go through, at least the way I like it. So there's two options. This one's not that good. Over time, it'll pop out. There's an adhesive in the little slot itself. I've always found that this is actually a little better. You just slice it out, and then you would just apply it and put it in the hole itself. You might have to cut off like an extra inch or something. But anyways, as of now, I've got the intercooler being held up by jack. We can start fitting up the piping and see where it's actually going to be sitting. Once that's done, take the motor back out, assemble the vehicle, send it out to get painted. So we're almost there. Okay guys, so once you guys have your hose in place, and you round it up like this, you don't want to be cutting the inside, you want to cut the outside because you want it to sit on the engine bay itself where the hole is. So you're going to cut the outside perimeter of the hose itself, and then you're going to tuck it in. So what we have here is 5 inches and a quarter from the front of the engine bay. And from the top where you see me measuring right now, it's about just over 5.5 inches. Gives you an idea of exactly where that hole will be sitting. The hole itself is 4.5 inches wide. My piping is 3.5, so we made it an inch bigger just so after it's painted, it's sealed up. With all those holes that are plugged up from factory mounting points, we're gonna weld those up just so it's a cleaner engine bay itself when you have the fresh paint going through and you just have the filters on one side and the fuse. As you guys can see, it's all cleaned up and ready for prep. Alright guys, if you guys like this video, click like, and if you guys want to stay tuned, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.